good for you. Making love is good for you. Making love is good for you. Making love is good for you. Take care of your bodies. Make a little love today. Ain't nobody can live forever. That's one thing we all understand. But while you're young, you can make it better. Take care of your bodies while you can. Making love is good for you. Making love is good for you. Take care of your body. Make a little love today. Man and woman, they get together. Swear that they're having fun. But if they make a little love from the very start, what a lovely way to meet someone. Making love is good for you. Making love is good for you. Take care of your body. Make a little love today. Let the wise man.
My latest album is titled Making Love is Good for You. And this one is sort of a follow-up to the one that we just won a Grammy on called BB on the Bayou. The difference is we added a lot of different tunes, and Making Love is Good for You that is different from the first one because we mostly did tunes that I've done or new tunes that I just wrote. So that's one of the differences. But we think it's a variety of tunes in it that's good to listen or dance to if you want.
Making love is good for you. Making love is good for you. Take care of your bodies. Make a little love today. Keep on. Making love is good for you. 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 Take care of your bodies. Make a little love today. Let the wise men think about it. I just keep my thinking on to myself. But if the good Lord made something better than love, I swear he must have kept it home for himself. Making love is good for you. Making love is good for you. Take care of your body. Make a little love today.
It's a good feeling for people to award you in any kind of way, as long as it's positive. And when they inducted me into the Blues Hall of Fame, it was a great feeling, a wonderful feeling. Because people can always, you know, give it to somebody else. So being nice enough to give it to me, I'm thankful.
But she's my baby. I love her just the same. I'm crazy about my baby cause Caledonia is her name. Caledonia, Caledonia, what make your big head so hard?
lot of my friends, for example, Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, and so on, they went to northern cities, maybe like Detroit or New York or Chicago. But me, I stopped in Memphis because I'd heard that Memphis had a lot of the facilities that I wanted and needed to begin my career, like a recording studio, meeting people, going on the radio, and doing things of that sort. When I got there, I didn't have any money. I think I left Indianola, my hometown, with $1.25. And when I got to Memphis, I didn't have any money, so I had to try to find a job. And I did have a relative there named Booker White, had been in this business for some time because he wasn't playing anymore. He got me a job at a place called the Newberry Equipment Company making tanks. Not tanks to shoot at you, but tanks to put fuel in at service stations. Anyway, and then I found another guy that I'd been hearing on the radio called Sonny Boy Williamson. So I begged him to let me go on his show. He did. And as fate would have it, that night, he had two jobs. One where he usually played, called the 16th Street Grill. And this particular one was making 3 or 4 times the money he was being paid there. So he asked Miss Annie, which was the owner of the 16th Street Grill, did she hear me that day? And she said yes. So without asking me, he said, I'm going to send this boy down in my place tonight. Well, Sonny Boy was a great big guy, great big tall fella. I wasn't going to say no. So that was the beginning of it. She said, my job was to entertain the ladies and young men that didn't gamble. While their friends would be gambling, they needed something to do, so I played for them, make them dance and have a good time together, and looking at all those pretty girls. And my salary, the lady said, would be $12.50 a night. I didn't know that much money existed in the world. God, I thought that was the greatest thing I ever heard. $12 a night? When I was a superstar tractor driver in Mississippi, and I made $22.50 a week. And then getting a chance to look at the pretty girls, I worked hard to try to get on the radio, which is what she wanted, so I could advertise the place. And that's how it started. When I first went there, it was a gentleman named, his name was Professor Williams, but everybody called him Nat D. And he asked me what that I want, and I told him I wanted to go on the radio and make a record. So he called the station manager, and Mr. Ferguson, and I believe another one, Mr. Cohen's, come to the door and spoke with me. They said, well, we don't make records, but maybe we can put you on the radio. And they was coming out with a new product that was supposed to be good for whatever ails you. Now, Sonny Boy, the guy that just gave me the first break, was advertising a company called Hattercall. So this station, WDRA, was starting a new product called Pepticon. So they thought about it, and I looked kind of homely. Looked like I needed more than Pepticon. Still had a little Mississippi mud on my shoes. They said, could you write a jingle for Pepticon? And I said, yeah. I thought, you know, anything to get on the radio. So I came up with one, and it went like this. Pepticon show is good. Pepticon show is good. Pepticon show is good. Get it anywhere in your neighborhood. And they hired me. Started recording in late '49, and I finally came up with a tune called 3 O'Clock Blues that was a hit for the company that I was recording for. And then I would go out as far as I could go at night, play. What I mean by as far as I could go, I meant as far as the radio station could be heard, go and play, and then could get back time enough to go on the air the next day. So that's when I started. I used to play over in Arkansas quite a bit. There was a little town called Twist, Arkansas, and Twist, Arkansas is about 45 miles northwest of Memphis, Tennessee. And I used to play there quite often. We used to do what they call in Las Vegas today, four-wall. That is, you go to play there, and whatever people pay at the door to come in, they give it to you. So we used to do a lot of that, and it got quite cold in winter there in Twist. So they used to take something like a big garbage pail, picture this magnified about 1,000 times, and sit it in the middle of the dance floor. They'd half fill it with kerosene, they'd light that fuel, and that's what we use for heat. People dance and usually would dance around it. But one night, two guys started to fight, and one knocked the other one over on the container. When they did, it spilled on the floor. When it spilled on the floor, it looked like a river of fire. Everybody started to run for the front door, including B.B. King. But then when I got on the outside, I realized I'd left my guitar inside. And at that time, it was hard to get a good guitar. It cost so much money. So I started back in for my guitar, trying to save it. And as I did, the building was a wooden building, burning rapidly, so it started to collapse around me. I almost lost my life trying to save my guitar. The next morning we found that these two guys that was fighting about a lady that worked in the little nightclub. I never did meet her, but I learned that her name was Lucille. I named my guitar Lucille to remind me never to do a thing like that again.
I'm free now.
While I was on the radio, they used to bill me as the boy from Beale Street, the Beale Street blues boy. People would write me, but they'd abbreviate it. Instead of saying blues boy, they'd just say BB. My name is Riley B. King, so I just added B to it, and here I am, BB. I've been going back to Mississippi every year for the last 30 years, and I play free concerts in the park for the kids. And I guess I've been doing that, like I said, for 30 years. In fact, I do it the first weekend of June, and I've been having big fun. I just love to do it. That's one of the highlights of my career each year, is to see the little kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and they walk up and say, "Hi, B, how you doing, BB?" We didn't have that when I was growing up, and I'm glad that I can do it for them, so they can think to themselves, if B.B. King do it, anybody can do it.